Natania. Sorry for not getting back to you earlier. I wanted to make you a video and just to go through the whole exam was going to take a bit of time, so I wanted to make sure I could do that. So I've got a couple of pages here, and I think I'm going to break it up into two videos just to keep them short because it helps with the uploading. So I'm just going to go through these with you one by one and let you know how you're doing. You're doing really well, by the way. So part A is here, and all of these are correct. You've done all of the first section correct, and so this is great. Let me just move it up a little bit here and get down to the bottom section. Okay, so everything down to number 8, and I really liked your answer for number 8. A lot of people are confused about that. But you hit the nail on the head there in terms of what a binomial experiment is. So you've described that really well. So now we're down here at what I think is question 1. And so I'm going to I think this is question 1 here. And so you started off correctly. That's right. If you have 52 cards and you're choosing 4, then that's 52, choose 4. So this number here is correct. Now, when we do number B, there's a little bit of confusion here, and I just want to sort of map this out for you and show you how to do it properly. First of all, when you're dividing here by the total number of ways of creating 4 hands from 52 cards, you don't need to do that. This is only for if they were asking you for the probability, because then it would be this many out of this many. If they're just asking you for the number of ways, you do not need to divide by the total number of ways, okay? Now, it looks like maybe you've had some help with this from someone outside the course, or you're looking it up online or something, because you're doing it in a slightly different way than what we had laid out in the course. I'm just going to show you the way that I would do it, and I think you'll find it a lot simpler. So let me just show you how I would set up number 1B, because I think they are asking just for all face cards here. So if we're doing all face cards, first of all, the face cards are just the ones with actual faces on, so Jack and Queen and King are the only ones that are face cards. So that's 12 possible cards. And so if we're choosing 4 and we can only choose them from face cards, then that makes this really easy. We have 12 to choose from, and we're choosing 4. And so all you need to do is set that up on your calculator, because on your calculator you have this N choose R button. So you put in 12 and choose R and 4, and you get your answer, and you're done. And so you can see that your calculations there is a little bit more than's required. And you're also, I think, using 16 for face cards when you should use 12, okay? So I've got the second page on a different screen. I'm just going to flip over there for a minute. So here we are, and we are on part C, and part C is asking for, I think, only cards that aren't face cards. I think I don't have the sheet in front of me here. And so all we want to do here is, if we know there are 12 face cards in the deck, then that leaves us with 40 that are not face cards. I hope you can see that. That purple's not very easy to see. And we want to choose 4 from them. And so it's just a matter of 40 choose 4. And again, working that out on your calculator, okay? Now, part D is saying just spades or clubs. And you're right, there are 26 to choose from when it's just spades or clubs. And so 26, and we're going to choose, again, 4 cards from that. Put it in your calculator, work it out. You don't need this denominator here. That's only if they were asking you about probabilities, okay? And finally for E, if you are only choosing hearts, then you have that correct. There are 13 cards, that are hearts. Sorry, I see there's another question down at the bottom there, and I said finally. I guess we're keeping going here. So for E, the way I would do that, the simple way, is just 13 choose 4. And you've got that here, but you don't need the rest of this stuff here. Just do 13 choose 4, and I think it actually is 715. So you got the right answer, but it's a lot simpler to just do it this way. Okay? Now, I'm going to change to a different color here because it's hard to see. For question 2, what are we looking at here? This is the one with putting names in the hat. So when the way this question is worded is a little confusing. When they say 15 names and your own, it actually means that there's 16 names in the hat, and you're going to choose 3 from there. So that's the change that you need to make for 2A. And for 2B, if you are including your name, then there's one way to choose your own name. And now we're going to multiply that by the 15 ways that we have left over to choose 2 more names. And that's the simple way to set up a question like that, okay? I think you're still going to get 91. The notation that you're using here is just a lot more complicated than it needs to be, and you don't need to multiply or divide by 455. So I am going to send you this, and then I am going to take the last 2 pages, and I'm going to go through those with you in a separate video just to keep the video time short.